side. Okay, so remember when we were doing this, it is still a variation of a deadlift. We're still looking to warm up single leg kind of stability, and we're looking to warm up our hamstrings and stuff as well. Okay, so what the best way to kind of think about doing this is if you think of your foot base like a tripod, so big toe, little toe, and your heel, and I want you to kind of almost like crunch your big toe and your little toe up and really drive them into the ground. So you're going to soften your knee just a little bit, okay, and then I'm going to reach back with my left leg. So all that's going to do is I'm going to think about making my body as long as I possibly can. So that's going to pull me into that hip hinge position, keeping my chest up all the way through and back. Lifting up, extending that right back, pulling my hip into a hip hinge position, up, driving through, feeling that in the hamstring, feeling the single leg warming up as well. So you do 6 in the right, 6 in the left. If you feel like you have to for a bit of balance or anything, have something out in front of you just to hold on to, so maybe the kitchen table or something, where you can slide your hand along as you hold and then come back in. That might just make it a little bit easier for you if you have to. Okay, so 6 on each side with that. Then you're just going to go into some T-spine rotations. Okay, so T-spine rotations, way we're going to do these, okay, is coming down, lying on your side. Okay, so lying on your side. If you have, try and get a foam roller underneath, so you're going to have something to push your leg down into. So that just gives you feedback. So you will always want your leg in contact with the foam roller. Then from there, one hand on top of the other. And we're basically going to draw big circles all the way around. So that leg is going to stay in contact with the foam roller. It's not going to come up off it. All the way up and around, trying to keep as close to the floor as you can. Right around, passing up over my hip. So what we want to avoid is doing this, bending the elbow, coming down and around like that. So it's staying in that big circle, all the way up and around, get to that end point, and then you're going to have to rotate your hand so your palm is facing the opposite direction. Is that okay? So you do 6 on each side. Then last thing I'm going to do is just hip mobility work. Okay, so the hip mobility is sitting up. Okay, from there, our legs are wide, slightly wide and shoulder width apart. So one leg is going to stay stable, so it's not going to move as I drop my other knee down to try and touch my left heel. Okay, so it's really pushing it down towards the ground. Left leg is not moving. It comes back up nice and controlled, and then I switch. So left knee goes down to try and touch right heel. So I switch over and back. So I'm trying to avoid doing this where my other leg is moving as well. So it's going to stay where it is. So left leg stays, and right knee goes down to touch. Is that okay? So you do 10 to each side with that. Okay, after that it is Metcon. So it is 6 rounds for time on this Metcon. Okay, your movements are 15 box jumps, 12 push-ups and 9 swings. Okay, so 6 rounds for time, making sure that we keep good quality reps on these. So our box jumps 15, whatever height of box you might have. Okay, whether that's a box, it's a curb or step or whatever it might be at home. If you don't have that or you struggle with box jumps, you can just turn it into step-ups instead. Okay, so remember when we land on top of the box, it is standing up nice and tall and stepping back down. Okay, so you will do 15 box jumps. Then you will do 12 push-ups. So no matter what variation of push-up you're doing, whether that is off the floor or an elevated platform, it should always look the same. Hands directly underneath my shoulders, keeping those elbows nice and tucked in. Chest must touch off the floor. If we're doing it to a bar, let's say for example, it will be the midpoint of your chest where the bar should touch, not down here. Okay, this is where it should be touching. Okay, so when you pull in, there we go, and back out. Is that right? So 12 push-ups. Remember, keep the quality of the push-ups good. So if that means you have to break them up, maybe do 5 or 6 and then take a little rest, then do another 6, whatever way you need to do it to keep good quality push-ups. Once you have those done, it is 9 swings to complete a round. So most of us just have a dumbbell at home. If you have a kettlebell, use that. But if you only have a dumbbell, you can hold it. One hand kind of wrapped over the other is a good way of holding it. Okay, or if you really want to, you can do single arm, okay, and just switching with each move, with each swing. Is that okay? Remember, it is a hip dominant, so feet are slightly wider and shoulders apart. Soften the knees, driving the hips back, chest is up, eyes are always looking forward. Kettlebell or dumbbell goes high underneath your legs, and it is snapping those hips forward, squeezing my glutes nice and hard. You don't necessarily need to lift the weight, just go where you hit the power of your hips, bring it, and under, and snapping forward. Is that okay? So it is 6 rounds for time, 15 box jumps, 12 push-ups and 9 kettlebell swings. That's it guys, enjoy and I'll talk to you tomorrow.